Well, hello and welcome to the 7 things that all healers need to know. Now, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really excited to be sharing this information with you. And previously, this is the information that made up like one of the modules of the classes I teach, because being a healer is this amazing capacity that almost every kind and caring person has. And so some of you that are on this call are maybe new to energetic healing and wondering if you do have energetic powers. Whoa. Yeah, okay, I can feel that. So I perceive energies and I sometimes have a visceral body reaction. It's just part of my process. I'm not actually experiencing pain or discomfort. It's just one of the ways that I perceive energy. And it's also one of the things that has made it harder for you as an energetically aware person to really understand your powers because they're so unique to you. Yeah. Yeah. And the part is like what's hard about that is like when I first started learning about energetic healing years ago, I would be going to classes and then people would say how you're supposed to perceive or see energy. And I'd be going, oh, I don't see it that way. I must not know it. Wow. Yeah, I can feel that happen to a lot of you too. But the thing is the way that you perceive energy and the way that you do energetic healing can be so different from other people. And that's actually really a good thing. It's kind of like you have this unique capacity that no one else actually has. So the way that you heal can be completely different than somebody else, but that allows you to change things that no one else can change. Whew. Okay, I wasn't going to get this much right into the beginning, but yeah, so I'm Max Riggs. I'm a energy healer, energetic change coach, and I help people just like you understand their energetic awareness. And being a healer is just one part of the energetic awareness that you have. And so much of this world, so much of this reality has been designed to make it really difficult for you to see that you're a powerful person. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting is it's like when you start looking at it from a different perspective, like you may actually be powerful. And that's one of the things I sent when I sent the email about, can you heal somebody with a hug? I think most of you saw that. And then the next one was to really look at the difference you make when you're around other people. Whoa. Yeah. So I can tell that some of you actually were really looking at that. And because when I first discovered that, it was kind of like, am I really making this difference with people? Whoa. And if you look at it from the perspective, like, what if you are making that difference in other people? You can start to see it. And because it's subtle and it's easy to explain away. So the first time I learned about this was I was at an empowerment conference. And I went to, it was time for dinner, and I went out with one of the people in the conference. We went to this really chaotic sports bar. Wow, yeah, you can imagine that energy that was there. And when I first walked in, I go, oh my God, this is crazy energy. And then about 10 minutes later, I looked around and went, oh, it's still pretty high level energy, but it's come down a couple notches. And previously, I would have discounted that and said, oh, I just got used to the energy there. But I looked at it from perspective as what if I and the person I was with actually changed the energy in the room? Whew. Yeah. And so has that happened to you? You went to a place that was kind of chaotic and you go, how can I even be here? And then you had a similar experience. And what if you looked at that experience as you were making that difference? Cool. Yeah. And so another thing I probably should just let you know a little bit about me is I didn't think I had very powerful energetic capacities for almost all of my life. Wow. Yeah, I can tell a lot that you have had something similar. And it was one of those things. So I started really using my powers and really learning about them about 6 years ago. And one of my capacities is able to take in information from other people and see how I can use that more for me and how I can help explain certain things that people are talking about in a way that really makes sense. Wow. Yeah. So everywhere that you've listened to somebody else talk about energy or energetic healing and it didn't make sense or it felt complicated, whoa, or you felt like you had to do all these steps, ugh, woo, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Wow. Yeah, I guess it's probably a good time for me to introduce the kind of clearings I do to some of you that might be new to that. So one of the things that I do is to work with your energy to remove things that are no longer a contribution to you. And I'm doing this without any judgment because the other part that I really think about you is that you did the very best you could given all your life situations. Yeah, I know it doesn't feel like that. And I even take it a step further. What if not only you did the very best you could, given your situations, you did the very best that anybody could have done in your situation? Yeah. Yeah. And everywhere that doesn't feel like that's possible, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whew. And then the other thing is anything that we're changing here or I'm asking you to change, if you don't agree with it or you don't want it, that's totally fine and nothing's going to change. I don't do anything kind of like without your permission or without what you would like. And if you do want the change that I'm talking about, like releasing those emotions or those limits, you can either just think, yes, I choose this, yes, or if you want to even add a little deeper power, you can say out loud, yes, I choose this. Whew. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. And so back to that part about like, previously how people explained energetic healing, it was kind of tough and you had to do these certain things. And actually, I had this experience where I knew a little bit about energetic healing from reading books and I did something that really messed me up. Wow. Ooh, yeah, I can tap into that. A lot of you have had that experience too. Um, and I later found out a completely different way that we could do energy work that avoided having to do all those things like the preparation or putting up shields. Ah, yikes. Yeah, let all that go. Let all that go. Yeah. Okay. And so back to the topic today. I'm going to talk about the 3 things that all energetic healers need to know. Now I'm going to be giving you some pretty good, pretty deep information. And like I said, this is the stuff that previously you have taken one of my courses to learn this. And I've actually been hearing from a lot of my clients and a lot of people who aren't clients yet that energetic healing has been really tough for them, or they've been asking me to teach this class. So this class is a short, condensed version, but it's also going to give you some really good, valuable information. And if you like what I'm talking about, and if you like the change that we've already started here, at the end of this webinar, I'm going to be inviting you to a 3-part series where we're going to go even deeper into this. Okay, so the first one, the first topic is to acknowledge that you're a healer. Whoa, and that's interesting. It's like I can feel some of you, it's like, oh, acknowledging I'm a healer and relaxing into that. And some of you, it's like, no, I don't want that. And one of the reasons why we don't want to be energetic healers is because being a healer has come with these built-in limitations. Yeah. These built-in things that aren't actually true, but almost all of us believe them or believe them at one time. So that's going to be part number 2. But let's go back to this first one, which is acknowledging that you're a healer. Yeah. And I know that can be kind of hard for some of us when we're first getting started, because we have these things is like, oh, I thought I did some healing or I thought I helped somebody, but there didn't seem to be any change in them. Oh, yeah. Wow. Or there was somebody that you really wanted to help, a friend, a family member, and you tried to do stuff and it didn't really do anything. Ugh. Yikes. Or then one of the bigger ones is, thinking that you're not a healer because you haven't been able to cure the illness or the chronic disease. Ooh. Ah. Wow. And so all that brings up, all those emotions, all those hurt feelings, all that doubt. Do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes, I do that.
Yes, I choose that. Wow. Whew. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. And like I was saying in the beginning, is that the world is kind of designed to make it harder for you to see that you're actually doing energetic healing. And it's one of those things to keep looking at the changes in people, the changes in the environment around you that you're creating when you're there. And like I said, it's easy to discount it. It's just like, oh, I just got used to that chaotic energy, or the same thing as if like a friend is telling you her problems and then she feels much better afterwards. And you kind of can discount it. Oh, she just needed to get off her chest. But what if it actually was you that was making that difference for other people? Wow. Can you feel that? Can you feel like how your body kind of relaxed a little bit too? Woo. Yeah. And this is like the most important thing about being an energetic healer is knowing that you are and knowing that you do make a difference. And this can take a little bit of stuff to build up. Because once again, it's just like it took me a little while of seeing that I was making this difference to fully more believe it. Yeah. And then the part is the part that's so important about acknowledging you're an energetic healer, because until you acknowledge you're an energetic healer, it is so easy to be subconsciously healing people. Yeah. So everything that brings up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Wow. Yeah. And wow. Yeah. And so there's no wrongness with that, because think about it is if somebody would offer to heal you without any payment in return, and even if it hurt them and their bodies to heal you, would you think that person was stupid? Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the energetic read I was got, well, if that person wasn't me, no, they wouldn't be stupid. But if that person was me, I would be stupid. Wow. So everywhere you're judging yourself and judge other people by different standards, that's not to your advantage. And it's not a contribution to you or this planet. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Whew. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Wow. Yeah, so what I want to get is like, how kind of a caring a person are you that you would energetically heal somebody for no money, no reward, and even if it hurt you? Yeah, and I think I'm getting that a lot of it's like now more neutral, but what it really shows me is that you're a super kind and caring person. And then the next step, so once again, if we look at all this stuff with no judgment, there's no judgment, or basically the only judgment I have about you subconsciously healing people. And I do that too. I occasionally do that too. I'll talk about that in a minute. Is that you're a kind and caring person. That's all that it really means. Yeah. Does that feel a little bit better? Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay. And so then the next part around that is when you acknowledge that you're a healer, then you can start to use universal energy rather than personal energy. Okay, so I missed talking about that. And so when you're subconsciously healing somebody, what often happens is you're using your personal energy. And our personal energy is limited, because if you go run for a long you go run until your body's tired, you're worn out. And that's similar with energetic healing. When you're subconsciously doing it or not consciously intending to do energetic healing, it tends to use your personal energy and not universal energy, which is what we actually are going to be working towards. Yeah. Well, I know, and I get a lot of people already know that, but for even if you know that, if you don't understand that you're always potentially subconsciously healing people. Whoa. Yeah, and everything that still brings up, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. You can be using your personal energy instead of universal energy. So that's the first part. And so once again, the main thing about this is just to acknowledge and see that you do make a difference in the people that you're around. And then you can start to have a little bit more control about that. And that's going to be the second part. So that was the really big one. Let me pause for a minute to see if anybody has any questions or anything's coming up about you being an energetic healer or even a powerful energetic healer. And if you do have any questions, you'll have to uncheck from mute or type them in the chat box. Okay. All right. And then I'll also just let you know, too, that under the surface, we're creating this space where things can just change. Thoughts and beliefs that we're not even talking about can change. And then for some of you that are more advanced in your energetic healing, I'm also creating that space and sharing information with you that's beyond the words. And the part is it's only for your advantage, only for your benefit, and anything that you don't want, you're not going to have. Because I was kind of getting that some of you, it's just like, whoa, I don't have any questions, and this is really awesome, and what else is going on here? So it's one of my capacities to create an energetic change space. And it's actually one of your capacities too. I've just been practicing with it for a little bit longer. Okay, so then the next part, so the first part, if you didn't take anything else from this course, is to acknowledge that you're an energetic healer and see where you're making that difference. And that can be enough to stop the subconsciously part changing. Okay, and so the next part is removing beliefs we have about being a healer. Wow. So everything that you believe being a healer means, and everything that you believe being a healer doesn't mean, all of that's not to your advantage. Do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes, I choose that.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Well, and so what is everything you decided being a healer means that being a healer actually doesn't mean? Wow. And what is everything you decided being a healer doesn't mean that being a healer actually does mean? Whoa. And everything that is, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Ooh, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, and one thing that I noticed, and many of you probably noticed this too, and if you didn't, that's okay. That's one of the things that we'll be working on is increasing your energetic awareness to your advantage. Was there so many things that we believe being a healer means that they actually don't mean. And the thing is so many of those things that we believe it is are these limitations. Yikes. So all the remaining limitations you believe, thought, or bought from other people about being a healer that are not a contribution to you. Wowza. Do you choose to release and let all that go?
I choose that.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Yeah. And so one of the things that's kind of like built in to healing modalities and what we've kind of bought from multiple lifetimes even. So I do subscribe that we've been around for multiple lifetimes, and we do have things that we can build up from that. And we've all basically been energetic healers for all or most of our lifetimes. Yeah. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And the thing is that we practice many different modalities. We learned many different things. Whoa, yikes. And some of those were helpful at the time, and many of those now are no longer helpful. Yes. So everything that just brings up and we can release and let go. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Vaporize, liquefy. Yes. And the most common built-in belief for healing modalities is if you're a healer and you can heal somebody, you have to heal somebody. Yeah. Woo. And everything that just brings up, just thinking about that. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Wow. And it's interesting because when I worked with clients one-on-one, and I asked them, well, what would you think about somebody if they could help somebody? They had healing abilities and they didn't. Wow. And then the most common one is, oh my God, that person is so selfish. Whoa. So everywhere that you would be selfish, if you denied healing abilities. Oh, wow. Woo. Woo. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that.
Yes, I choose that.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Okay. And so I recently got this analogy of what that actually really means. So let's say your neighbor who is a roofer, the person who like repairs roofs, puts on new roofs on houses or apartment buildings. Now, he's a good roofer. You know, he'll give you the best deal, do an amazing job. So there's, you know, and you really love this guy. Okay. And so what would you think about him if he was walking to his son's baseball game and he sees that, oh, this person I don't know, but this person on the way to the baseball game, their roof is looking a little old and beat up, and it probably is going to leak in the next rain. So what would you think about him if he got up on that person's roof without permission and started repairing this roof, and then he missed his son's baseball game? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yeah. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And then also, what would you think about that person if he was at a party and somebody started talking about, oh, they have this whole roof, they need to get a new roof done, but they don't have any money, so they're not going to pay for it. Would you expect that roofer to put thousands of dollars into putting on a roof, a free roof for this person he just met? No, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. So I think I think you probably know where I'm getting. Is this part about that, do you have to do your healing for everyone? Yeah, and there's a bunch of stuff around that. And so the part I was really trying to get at is that your healing capacity is a gift. It's a gift. It's not an obligation. You get to choose who you help, and you get to choose, well, it's interesting. I was going to say who you don't help, but it's not even that, because it's one of the things that we've decided about our healing abilities, that if we don't help somebody that we could, we're withholding from them. Yeah. So everywhere you decided that if you didn't help somebody, even if you didn't know them, that you would be withholding your healing abilities. Yeah. So everything that locks that in place, that makes it impossible for you to think another way. Do you choose to remove and destroy all that?
Yes, I choose that.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Ah.
Oh, that's big for me, Max.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of those ones that might take a little bit longer than just this call to fully move through. But once you start seeing it, it's just like, oh, well, if my healing abilities are like that roofer, do I have to put a new roof on this house, this person's house, just because I know they need a new roof? Yeah, no, you don't. And it's one of those things, it's like this gift that you are. And one of the parts is you as this energetic healer are giving this gift to people, even if you're getting paid for it or whatever. And your gift is always more than they're actually receiving. Whoa. So everything that brought up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And the part the part I'm really trying to get around that is, even if you're being paid for healing, the gift that you're giving somebody is worth way more than the amount that you're being paid. Yeah, and that's a little funky, but we'll talk about that too, because that's one of the big challenges and big things that this world has messed healers up, is messed us up around our money flows. Whoa, woo. So everything that brings up, do you choose to release and let all that go? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. And I'll be working more on that on the course. Let's see. So back to this part about, you having to heal everybody that requires healing. Wow. And one thing I've also found, which is interesting, is that everybody requires healing. Whoa. Yeah. Yikes. Everybody. And that includes me. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because they're all areas that we have. So even if we've been doing healing work for a long time, and we have all these things, all these capacities, and even healing capacities for ourselves, there are areas where we require healing. And the thing is everybody requires healing. And there's no judgment around that because we're all working through stuff. We're all on this path, to learn and to grow and become the best person that we can be in this world. And part of that is us moving through some of these blocks and limits and learning more about ourselves and how we can interact in the world. So back to the part about everyone required healing. So if you're a healer and you believe that if you can heal or can help somebody, you have to help them. And everybody around you requires some form of healing. Oh, wow. Do you think that might make you a little bit tired? Or a lot tired? Wow. Whew. Yeah. So everywhere you've been making yourself wrong for being tired when you're around people and thinking you're weak because you don't have much energy. Ugh. And everywhere that one of the reasons is that you've been energetically healing people or energetically healing people subconsciously. Whoa. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Oh, yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Woo. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So that's the part that I kind of want to really get on that second point, is removing those negative beliefs about healing, and then you have to heal. Because ideally, so when I first looked at this, one of my teachers was saying, give up everywhere that healing is your job. Whoa. So everything that brings up for you, do you just choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Whew. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Whoa. Yeah. And the part about that, I was like, well, wait, no, I like being a healer. I don't want to give that up. But what I got is, what if healing wasn't my job and I had to do it? What if healing was one of my capacities and I chose to do it? Whew. And what if that's the same for you? What if you don't have to heal somebody, but you choose to heal who you choose to heal? Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so let's go back to the part about healing beliefs around or changing beliefs around being a healer. So one of the big ones is any oaths and vows we made to other modalities, churches, cults, states, and religions to heal in their way, or that if you could heal, you had to heal. Yes, so I'm going to ask you to clear those oaths and vows. And once again, if this doesn't work for you right now, we'll go into it deeper in the course, and it's okay to not clear those. Or you could add at the end, only clear the ones that are no longer a contribution to you. Oh, actually, I'll add that for us. And so basically that means you might not, if you choose not to, you'd only choose the ones that you know are no longer to your advantage. And knowing is just, once again, is when we're tapping into these energetic things, sometimes you're going to have a complete awareness like, oh, yes, I made this specific oath to do this thing. And other times it's just an energy. And it's one of those other places where it kind of forces us as healers and energetically aware people to separate and think that we're isolated from other people because we perceive them differently. And you're going to perceive energy in whatever way you perceive energy. And that's totally okay. And it's actually amazing because it allows you to get at places that other people can't. Okay, so all the oaths, vows, familialties, communalities, swearings, bindings, bondings, hexes, and curses you made to other churches, cults, religions, modalities, healers, gurus, teachers, whoa, that you had to be a healer. You had to heal everyone that needed healing. Whoa. All of those that are no longer a contribution to you or a contribution to your body. Whoa. Do you choose to remove and destroy all those?
I choose.
Yes, I choose that. Retract, rescind, revoke, recant, renounce, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void, make null and void. Whew. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Whoa. Whew. Cool. Yeah, so that's one of the, so we've gotten about two really big things. And I was going to try to make this not the super intense webinar, but It is, and that's totally okay. And so if some of you, this is like a little bit much or you're feeling a little bit foggy, that's totally okay. We're just moving a ton of energy. So all the drugs, alcohols, medicines, allergens, toxins, excess emotions, emotional residue, and all illness, pain, trauma, manipulated energies, dissipate, 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 release, release, release. Dissipate, 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 drain, and flush. Woo. And all the unknowable, unspeakable, untouchable, undetectable, unconsciousness, anti-consciousness, disinformation, energy fog, cloaking around you, around your body, and around this topic. Woo. Do you choose to remove and destroy all that? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Whew, let go, let go, let go. Release, release, release. Discharge, discharge, discharge. Drain and flush. Whoa. Yeah. And, once again, someone was saying this stuff's a little bit new or the first time you've been exposed to this. You will want to go through and watch this video or listen to the video replay again, because it's going to get at deeper levels. Because like I said, it's not just this, this conscious and this energetic level. There are deeper levels of information that's being shared, changed, and or cleared. Whoa. Yeah, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Okay. And then the third one. Okay, so let's see. We first talked about acknowledging that you're a healer, because then you can start using universal energy and not your personal energy to heal people. And then removing any non-contributive beliefs about being a healer that force you to always be a healer, or to, that's another one. Yeah, so if somebody really needs healing, you have to heal them. And everything that brings up, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Because ideally you want to be in a place of full choice with your healing. And does that mean that you're not going to heal people that, for free or, no, it doesn't. It basically just means that you have more choice. The same thing when you're like really tired. You're like, okay, if you're already really tired, do you have to heal somebody and be further drained? Oh, no. And everywhere that you do have to do that, do you choose to remove and destroy all that?
Yes.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Wowza. Ooh. Let go, let go, let go. Release, release, release. Discharge, discharge, discharge. Drain and flush. Whoa. Okay. And then for the third one, and this is one of those ones that's also really helpful for people who have been longtime healers or do know about their healing power. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, everything that brought up, vaporize, liquefy. Woo. Whoa. Yeah. And there's no judgment about where you are in this range. Like I said, whether you're a budding healer, just learning and testing out your stuff, or you've been doing this for a long time. And what's amazing is no matter where you are on that, you can do amazing healing. I've had people that I was teaching energetic healing to that are brand new, that were able to do some amazing, powerful stuff that you would have thought that someone would have to be really high level, been doing it for a long time. And so no matter where you are in this level, I don't even like levels, but wherever you are on your understanding your healing powers journey, you can do amazing work. Yeah, cool. All right. And then the third one is, we talked a little bit about that, is like, what if you really are making a difference? Or what does it mean when you do some energetic healing work and you don't see the difference in somebody? Or what often happens is they don't see the difference that you created. Wow. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Wow. Woo. Okay, I'm just like, feel all that. And that's one of the things is when we're just starting on our healing powers, we're looking for validation that we did it right. We're looking for, hey, I did something and you're supposed to feel better. And, I remember the first time I really got this. I was doing healing work on somebody. She felt really good. And then the next day, she messaged me. It's like, oh, this is the best Monday I've had in years. I feel so good and happy and light. It must be because it's sunny today. Wow. Ugh. Woo.
Ooh.
So everywhere you've had some similar experience to that. Wow. Woo. Do you choose to release and let all that go? Woo. Wowza. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Whoa. Woo. And some of that, like I was saying before, is it's how this world is designed, manipulated to prevent you from seeing the change that you're making. And some of this, it can be such a great change that the people can't see it, because when you do your energetic healing, and whatever that is, like, once again, it could be you're just even walking next to somebody and they feel better, you know that can be really powerful too. You don't have to lay hands on people. And most of the energetic healing I do now is in videos like this or on the phone, because there really doesn't matter about the difference, because we're all connected. We all have that quantum entanglement that allows us to connect with each other. Now, that said, my body really enjoys being touched and then touching other people. That healing touch of bodies is pretty amazing, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can do your healing in many different ways. Okay, so back to the part about people not seeing the change we make. And one of the things we might talk about, what we'll talk about in the course, is that sometimes the way that you change somebody, you help them, they jump timelines, whoa, to where they didn't have that problem in the first place. Wow. Yeah. Woo. And if that's too much, just let that go. But it's like, so now I try to laugh when somebody says that they didn't have any change, or, that part. But it's okay. So that's the first part, is like, while you would like validation and acknowledgement, it's actually more acknowledgement that what you did made a difference from the world, and they recognize that you made that difference. And I like that too, because sometimes I have to do a little bit of work when I do some work on somebody and they don't see that change, because I want that recognition, because this is what I'm doing. And I want it to be as beneficial to them as it can be. Whew, and I know you do too. So that's the first part. So sometimes when people don't see it or don't acknowledge the change, they really can't see it, or they associate with something else. They associate it with sunshine, or they had 2 shots in their latte in the morning, so their caffeine is kicking in. Whoa. Yeah. Everything that brought up: vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize. Whoa. Yes. And then the other part, which is going to really help your healing abilities, is that intend to only take the person as far as they can go on their healing path today. Yeah. And everything that brings up, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And one of the things is, you as an energetically aware person, whether or not you consciously see this or not, your higher self, the part of you that really understands this stuff, when you're around somebody, you can pick up what's going on in their world, whether you really know what's going on or not, consciously know what's going on or not. And you can remove all that, or you can remove a huge amount. But that person might not be able to receive removing that whole amount, or it actually might not even be a contribution for their journey for you to remove everything. Yeah. So everything that brings up, do you choose to release and let all that go?
Yes, I choose.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And so one of the things about that is, when you try to take somebody further than they can go, and there's no judgment on this. There's no judgment at all about where somebody could go. Now, while I always like to take somebody super far, my intention is to take them as far as they can go today, no matter where that is. And how I look at that is, the thing is if you're trying to take somebody further than they can go, you end up tapping into your personal energy, because you're invested in making that change. And it can be really tiring and really draining. Wow. Yeah. So I think, So everywhere that you tried to take people further than they can go, and you were exhausted after the session or tired after the session, and you thought that there was something wrong with you, Wow. Ooh. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow that to be removed from your reality now?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
choose
choose that.
that.
Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whew. Yeah, and I still see that. I still can feel there's a lot of judgment around what some people are thinking about that, how that limits, or there's something wrong with them, or they're not good enough healers because they weren't able to change that. Wow. Yeah, so everywhere you decided that you wouldn't be a good healer, or you're not a good healer because you couldn't take everything out of people that you could see. Whew. Do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now?
Yes, I choose.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Whoa. Yeah. And so one of the things that I've just kind of gotten, or here's my visualization, is that, have you ever been in a house that has one of those old double hung wooden windows, the windows that one window you can open up just like a couple inches, and then no matter how hard you press, you can't get it to go higher? Woo. Yeah. And so that's how I kind of look at when you try to take somebody further than they can go. That first bit of that bit of healing, the window can only open that far, given everything that's around it. Now, can that window eventually go all the way up? Yes, but there's a whole bunch of work that you have to do. You have to scrape off the paint. You might have to take it out and sand it. And the part about people is that there's a certain amount that they can go right now, and then other things have to be done, or they have to be at that place for even a while before they can move on. And one of the parts that we as energetically aware people and kind, caring people really don't like is to leave anybody in discomfort or pain. Yeah, so everywhere you really don't like leaving people in discomfort and pain. Whoa. And there's a difference between that's your preference, and there's something wrong about you if they leave your presence in discomfort and pain. Yeah, so everything you can release around that. Do you choose to let that go, release it, and or allow it to be removed from your reality now? Whoa. Yeah. Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, because that's the one that's really hard. And I still have to work on that sometimes, especially when it's, somebody who's like a young child or a family member. And it's really hard. That's the place where it's the hardest for us as energetic healers, when we have that really strong connection, or, we see somebody really suffering. And one of the things that's really hard about that, and I get it, is that sometimes the person needs that amount of pain to give them the motivation to continue on their journey or make a change that they otherwise weren't able to make. Yeah. So everything that brings up, do you choose to release, let go, and or allow all that to be removed from your reality now? Yes, I choose that. Ooh, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Wow. And so once again, it's just like, it's doing the best that you can, or the most that you can, without pushing over that limit, that edge. And so that, like I said, that's my intention when I do any kind of energetic change sessions. My intention is I'm going to take this person as far as they can go today, with no judgments on where that is. Because sometimes creating the smallest amount of change is the hardest. And creating that small amount of change then allows things to start opening, start releasing in the future. Yeah, so everywhere that you started the process of somebody releasing and unlocking, but because it didn't seem like they got very much, you thought that you weren't a good healer. Wowza. Did you choose to release, let go, and allow all those negative thoughts, negative judgments about you to be removed from your reality now?
I choose that.
Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Yeah. Wowza. Okay. Yeah. And so so we talked about those, the three really powerful things. First, acknowledging you're a healer, and then clearing any limiting beliefs or that force you to do anything around your healing. And then the third one is, only taking people as far as they can go. And one of the easiest ways to know if you're doing more than that is if you're tired after a session, or you're tired after being around somebody who's negative or critical. Well, Yeah, and that's one of the things that can often happen is like when we're around somebody, who's having a really tough time, they're super negative, they're critical, we can be subconsciously, energetically healing them, but they're not in a place to receive it, so it's kind of like you're trying to open that window that's stuck. Um, and then when we leave, we can be really tired or exhausted. So it's one of those things to look at. And once again, there's no right or wrong this. I find even for me, there's certain times when I'm trying to create so much change because I see so much pain in somebody, whoa, that I go a little bit too much. And I noticed that later. It's like, whoa, I'm tired because I was trying to change more than they could change in this moment. No judgment. It's just like, oh, do I choose to try to do that differently next time? Yes, I choose that. Woo. Okay. Yeah. So those are those three things. We packed a ton into this. So this is actually like a full class. But one thing I found about all these things about clearing beliefs around the healers is because we've been healers for so many lifetimes, there are many levels that we need to clear and unlock. So even if you've hit these ones before, we changed a lot more now than you were able to before, because as you go along your journey, go along your path, you're able to change more and more and clear at deeper and deeper levels. And I was trying to figure out like what's the best way to help support you being the energetic healer that you are going forward. So I've created this 3-part class. So let me just see if I can share that screen. Share. And I want to do this. Share. And let's see. Can you see that course? Do I have that right? Yeah. So what I've done is created this 3-part webinar where we're going to go through and go in deeper of these 3 things. And there are actually quite a few more that I've never gone as deep as I'm going to go on these. And it's going to help you to really see and know and access your healing abilities without, the draining or this discomfort. Or when I was asking people about some challenges they had with healing, some of the ones were ramifications, like they got slammed with, losing money or bad things happens because they weren't supposed, there was some universal thing that they weren't supposed to remove that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. Okay. And so what this is we're going to do is going to help you tap into your healing easily. And I mentioned about how you have unique healing capacities that are unique just to you. And that's something I'm going to help you see so you can use those. And we started to do, we clear the oaths and vows about healing that has, that sticks us, that makes us have to heal. There are more of those around that. And then the big one, whoa, even just like tapping into that, the clearing money blocks that have been inserted to keep healers struggling. Like keep healers under control, because if you don't have enough money, it's much easier for things to control you. And then more about how to tap into and use the universal unlimited energy instead of your personal energy. Okay. And then one of the parts that I'm really good at is finding these secrets that once you know them, they seem like common sense, but they've been hidden from us. Once again, just because that they want healers to be controlled. And okay. All right. And let's see. And the other part is like, as I think you can tell, is as we're in this group, there's an energetic change that's just kind of happening because we're here together creating this, because we're like-minded people being healers and energetically aware. So even just being together on this calls changes stuff. Okay, what should be the 3 ways? Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, and the other part I wanted to say is will work with any modality. Now, while I have my own ways of doing things, no matter which modality you're using, you'll be able to use these tools to increase your effectiveness and also make it easier for you to do any healing. And let's see. Yeah, you can take a look at all these stuff. I'll send you the link. And one of the things I was like, okay, so what can I do to really help healers for those times when we do have those challenges. So I'm adding this bonus, this emergency kit for healers, which contains my 2 most powerful clearing audios. And my clearing audios are set up so that they are like a session with me, where I'm going through all these different clearings to remove this stuff. And unlike other ones that you might have heard where they say the same clearing over and over again, these are all unique clearings. I think that this changes now is like an hour worth of clearings, and that is set up that you don't have to listen to the whole thing, but anytime that you're having a challenge, it was designed for my clients, and then I found that it works great for me too. It helps you. It's kind of like having emotional or energetic support in your pocket. It helps take off those energies, like when I talked about being in that sports bar. Now if that happens, I reach into my pocket, press play, put it back in my pocket, and it works to help me release those things. And then the other part is, after a difficult healing session, whether you picked up something from your client, whoa, yeah, or you're really exhausted, okay, this helps remove those energies. And once again, it's like when we're working with other people, it's easy to pick stuff up. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no judgment on that. And the more you practice your healing, the less it will happen, but it's still going to happen. So it's one of those ones you can click that. And then the other one is, the other audio is speeding your body's natural healing. And this one I designed with a course that I created to really help our bodies, because there's sometimes we get sick. Like years ago, I was ill with a life-threatening illness, and I was going, why don't I have this? So after I got better, I created this, and it helps your body release non-contributive energies. And whether you have a brand new illness, or you just got sick and you want to get rid of it, or you have something that's chronic, been with you for a long time, it helps remove the limiting beliefs that most of us have, that you can't heal quickly, you can't change this. And one of the things that's interesting is, often you as an energetically aware person will pick up limiting beliefs that other people have about you and about your illness. Whoa. And it's really interesting, especially around doctors. Like when you go in with a illness, the doctor, they maybe not even say this, but they think, oh my gosh, this person is going to be ill for a certain amount of time. Whoa. Yeah, and it's not true, because you have these powerful energetic abilities, and you can change that faster than almost anybody else can. And this is going to help you do that. It also helps prevent you from becoming ill when you're around sick people or extra tired, And so have you noticed that, you're just around the sick person, and then you come up oh gosh, I might get sick, or that sort of thing. Whoa. Yeah. And it just happened to me 2 days ago. I was over at my friend's house, and her stepson came down looking like death warmed over, and was just like, hey, can I have dinner with you guys? I'm like, no. And then I left, and then it's instantly put that on. And it's basically giving your immune system an energetic boost. Whew. And then the other part about you as an energetic healer, and we'll go into this in the course, you can pull illnesses out of other people into you. Yeah. Wow, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And it helps you let go of those illnesses so you can have the happy, healthy body you would like. Okay, and then one of the things about group programs is, I love group programs because we all have parts that are similar that need to be cleared. And so in a group, you can clear and change things that other people in the group have, that you have. So this is an amazing course, amazing program. And there's certain things that sometimes you need one-on-one work for. It's, you have a personal issue that's related, but not, you didn't want to bring it up in the group. And so I added, you can have greatly discounted personal sessions with me at under half my normal price if you purchase this class. And so it's one of those ones that I think it gives you the best of both worlds. You can, you get the general clearings and all the good stuff from the group, and then anything you want to drill into further, we can do in our one-on-one personal sessions. And these personal sessions can be related to you and your energetic healing, or they can be related to any aspect of your life. They're not limited in any way. And so you can add those for only $100 more, which is less than half my $225 normal rate. Okay, and then then you have the choice of these three options. So the main course is 197. That gives you lifetime access and all the bonuses. And if you want to add additional one-on-one time with me, and I think you can get an idea of the things we can do by this course and the energy that I'm helping change things. So we have that. And then I also have if you do need a payment plan or need to pay in different ways, I also have some options for that. Okay. So now I guess we have a little bit of time for questions. So first, does anybody have any questions about the upcoming course? Okay. I mean, if you do, let me know. I'm happy to answer those. And the same thing is, if you have any questions that came up from this call or about the course, yeah, you feel free to email me, and then I'm happy to do a quick chat about that. Okay. And so then back to all the stuff that we talked about today, which is actually quite a bit. Even though it was just 3 topics, it's actually pretty big and pretty deep. And so if some of you are feeling a little bit wonky or worn out, let me just do one thing to change that. So who or what is tired, feeling wonky, or messing with your energy in any way? Freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and where were we, the infinite beings at their creation? Assembly, gilding, source, inception, insertion, copying, cloning, modification, or other. Freeze all, pre-scan all, pre-tag all, pre-ID all, pre-encapsulate all, and then remove from all realities, universes, bodies, time streams, and simulated and virtuality worlds. Banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish, banish, vanquish. Woo. Wowza. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. I have time for a few questions. So you could either pop off a mute or type them in the chat. Let's see. Yeah. A couple people were saying that it was, they made themselves wrong or not being good healers because they weren't able to fully change people. Yep. So common, but not true. You're really powerful. These clearings are new, but body is reacting to it. Yes. Yeah. And that's one of the things, that you, as this amazing energetic person that you are, you can tap into and see if something is good for you or it's going to be a contribution to you. And our bodies often are really cool energetic companions that can help us see that stuff. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, and someone else was talking about that if you were doing your healing on somebody without their permission, some modalities have said that that's you acting superior. Whoa! So everything that brought up, do you choose to remove, release, and just let all that be removed from your reality now? Whoa! Yes, I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Yeah, and I don't take it. I don't take that judgment there. Because that is judging you for doing something. And once again, if you, with the best intention, is trying to help somebody through some pain, is that you being a superior asshole? Well, in some ways it seems like a vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. But once again, it's like most likely if you were doing that, it was actually costing you physical energy and maybe even causing you discomfort and pain. So I look at it like, okay, did trying to help that person, was that a contribution to me? Yeah, not so much. Yeah, and was it a contribution to them? Well, you were trying to help them out, and it may or may not, because we talked about that part about how sometimes people can only move so far. And then the other part we didn't talk about was that there's some people that say they want healing, they say they want change, but they don't. Yeah, so everywhere you made yourself wrong because somebody said they wanted healing, said they wanted change. But when you did that work, they didn't accept it. They didn't want to change. Wow. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And once again, nothing wrong with that, but it's something I learned a while ago, that I'd ask people if they wanted to change that, and they'd always say yes, but it was an energetic no. a lot of people, when they're complaining to you, they just want to complain. They want your sympathy. You want to say, they want you to say, hey, yes, you have a hard life and I'm so sorry and it's so rough for you and that sort of stuff. Well, and that's okay. Woo. Yeah. Okay. And let's see what else we got.
Max,
Yes.
thank you for this great webinar. And when you were talking about the second aspect of how we feel we're forced
Yes.
or we should heal people,
Mm-hmm.
and what kept coming up was because I'm feeling like we're being judged next to doctors who take the Hippocratic oath.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, in movies, the Hippocratic oath, they run in an accident on the side of the road and they heal people that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of feeling that pressure of the Hippocratic oath,
Right. And the thing that's different about that is like, okay, if, if somebody is lying bleeding on the floor, and the doctor doesn't rush in, they're potentially going to die. Whoa. Whereas the healing that you're doing, well, it could be that, it's also the part about, is that healing required for that person on their journey? Because like I was mentioning before, is a lot of people say they want healing. And if we look at that, if we look at people who need healing, everybody does. That's my point of view. And that's what I found to be true.
Mm-hmm.
That, sometimes it's not, I look at it as more of a, what is that? There's certain things, there's a time and place for that,
Okay.
And so but it's a big thing. So I get that it's a challenge for you. And we'll work more on that in the course. And because it's like, you're this kind, caring person and you don't want people to suffer. Well, yeah. Wow. Let that go. Let that go. Let that go. Yeah. And I get it. And it's working with that, because sometimes it's like, well, I've played it with this a little bit. So when you see somebody in pain, and being an empath, you feel that pain. Are you trying to make them feel better so that you feel better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything that brought up, woo, you choose to release and let all that go.
Yes.
I choose that. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. Whoa. And once again, no judgment on that. We all do that. And so sometimes I've had to sit in, when I've had that experience, I've had to sit in, it's just like, oh, I'm uncomfortable around their pain. And how can I change me? Yeah. And we're going to go into that in the course too, because it is that it's coming to this belief about what a kind and caring person would do. And woo, yeah, vaporize, liquefy. And I've kind of changed it to, like, once again, there's a difference between kind and nice. And most of us are trying to be nice. And I have this example of, there's a little kid who is about to step in front of a bus. Would a kind, caring person tackle him and break his arm? Ugh. Ah. No. I mean, that was a nice person. Sorry, I did it backwards. But would a nice person, potentially hurt this person to save their life? Yeah, there's a no there. But would a kind person potentially cause some discomfort in this kid to save their life? Woo. Yeah. I mean, and that's it's a little bit funky. And there's a little tweak of like, there's something not quite right about that. But it's changing to be that kind person. And sometimes a kind person has to leave somebody in pain for them to take their next step on their journey. And even saying that, I don't like saying it. There's still something about me that doesn't like it. But when we look at it, it's actually one of those things that can really help us become even better healers and create even more of the change in the world that we want to create. Woo. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Yeah. Someone was talking about the archetype of, I don't know how to say that word, Chiron, who can heal others but remains wounded himself. Whoa. Yeah. Right. And that's something else we're going to talk about in the course, about how you can actually be a very powerful healer, but haven't yet been able to heal yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Vaporize, liquefy, vaporize, liquefy. And we're going to talk about that and how to change that. so you can use your healing powers for you, and you don't have to just use them for other people. Wowza. Wow. So thank you all for staying with me and doing this healing work. I think you're going to find that your healing abilities, your healing capacities are going to be able to work so much better for you right now. Woo. Yeah. And if you want to learn even more, and I suggest you do, is to join this course. Oh, I forgot about the fast action bonus. Oh, okay. So the fast action bonus is if you sign up before Friday at midnight, I'm going to do a special webinar just for the people that signed up early after the call, where you can ask me any questions, and I'll probably have some other little tidbits to share with you. So it's really a good idea to sign up for that, because that bonus is probably, worth another $100 or $200. Awesome. So once again, if you have any questions about the upcoming course or anything that we brought up from this webinar, send me an email or messenger me on Facebook, and I look forward to seeing more of the amazing you again soon. Bye for now.